So you've got Boots Ennis, 24-year-old young welterweight contender, and you've got Virgil Ortiz, who's 23, also a solid contender. So both of these fighters, they're young, they're in their early 20s, and that's exactly why this fight needs to happen now. Not in 5 years when they're both champions. No, not in 10 years when they're both probably veterans or whatever. No, this fight does not need any marination. Like, it does not need to marinate. The fight needs to happen now. And the reason why I say this is because look, look, the most entertaining matchups in boxing tend to happen when both fighters are young. And let me give a few examples. You got Anthony Joshua against Dillian White. Great matchup. Both fighters were young, in their mid-20s, I believe. That was a tremendous fight. Very exciting. Joshua ended up winning by knockout. But that was a brilliant fight. A brilliant fight. Even Dubois against Gorman, even though that was one-sided, that was still a pretty decent fight though. And both fighters were young. Wasn't a bad fight. Keith Thurman against Sean Porter. These guys weren't that young. They were like 27, I think, each of them. I think Thurman was 27, Porter was like 28. So they weren't really that young. They were in their mid to late 20s, but they weren't in their 30s or anything like that. They were still relatively young. They were still relatively young. And that fight didn't marinate, really. We didn't have to wait years for that fight. No, that fight didn't really marinate. So that's also what I'm saying. Like, and that fight was an amazing fight. One of the welterweight classic, that fight. So, because like when both fighters are young, they're willing to put it all on the line. They both got a chip on their shoulder. They both got a lot to prove. Their testosterone is higher. They both got that youthful exuberance and that youthful energy, and they fight like that. So the fights when both fighters are young, like, tend to be more energetic, tend to have more action packed. They tend to be more action packed. Like, both fighters take a lot more risks, which leads to more excitement for the fans, which leads to more vicious exchanges, like a higher likelihood of a knockout or a knockdown or a fighter getting hurt and stuff like that because of the risk being taken. Both fighters throw a lot more punches as well. And yeah, like, and when you combine all of that with the styles that Boots has, like with the style that Boots has and the style that Virgil Ortiz has, like, that has all the ingredients for an amazing spectacle. And the earlier that fight happens, the better, in my opinion. So yeah, because both fighters are aggressive and offensive, and that's conducive to an exciting matchup. But if you wait 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years, like, for the fight to marinate, like, both fighters may have settled by that time. And what I mean is that, like, both fighters may have calmed down. Like, they may not be as offensive or aggressive as they were, like, as they are now. So yeah, like, that's why, like don't get it twisted though. The fight may still be good. If it happens in 3, 4, 5 years or something like that, it might still be good, but it won't be as exciting as it would have been. I mean, it won't be as exciting as it would have been if it happened now, for example. Like, yeah, if it happened earlier. So yeah, hopefully you guys get what I'm saying. But in terms of how I think the fight would go, I think Boots would win. I think Ennis would beat Ortiz, most likely on points. Um, Possibly stoppage, but I think points. And I say that because I think that Boots is just more talented. Definitely has the superior talent. He has got more tools in the box. He hits harder. He's faster with his hands and his feet. He's more athletic. He's better coordinated. He's more agile. Like, yeah, like, I think he's just a level above Ortiz. And there's a big talent gap as well. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But then again, in this case, I don't think I am. Like, I think Boots would beat Ortiz. I'll be picking Boots, not like extremely confidently, but quite comfortably, I'd say. Like, it's not like a 50-50 fight for me. I probably say it's like a 75-25 in favor of Boots, in my opinion. But I'm not gonna go into any I'm not gonna go into any great depth when it comes to like breaking down that fight and how I think it will go analytically and things like that. I'm not gonna go into great depth for that specific fight. Well, not in this video at least. Yeah, in this video, I just mainly wanted to talk about why the fight should happen as soon as possible. So yeah, pretty much that's it. Like, if you've liked the video, hit the like button, and guys, put your comments in the comment section below on who do you guys think would win the fight if it ever happens, and why. Because, you know, I usually respond to all comments. So guys, put your comments in the comment section below and I'll respond. And do you guys think that the fight should happen now or not, and why? And well, yeah, that's it for this video, and until next time.